to episode 28 of the Knitted Cupcake podcast. My name is Lacey. I'm the host of this podcast. I try to come at you not bi-weekly, because that would be twice a week. No, every other week. I believe in the UK it's every fortnight. I don't know. Anyway, welcome. I'm glad you can join me. If you're a new viewer, thanks for stopping by and checking me out. I really appreciate it. If you like what you see, don't forget you can hit the little like and subscribe button. And if I'm not your cup of tea or your cup of coffee, that's okay. There's a lot of other really amazing podcasts out there that I would highly recommend you go check them out. Even if I am your cup of tea, go check out other podcasts too, because they're pretty amazing. Where can you find me at? I can be found on Instagram as the.knitted.cupcake. On Ravelry, you can find me as wouknitter. And we do have a Ravelry group. If you go up to the groups tab and search the Knitted Cupcake podcast, you'll find our group there. It's a quiet but mighty group. Maybe this summer I'll get better about that. No promises. Anyway, I'm coming at you on a bright and sunny Sunday morning. It is June 3rd. I tucked my phone away so it won't attack me. Yeah, Sunday, June 3rd, and it is not even loud noises. It's not even 9 o'clock in the morning yet. So it's quite early, hence the giant coffee. This is actually a bottle of Starbucks cold brew, just the black, no sweetener. And I have a caramel premier protein in it, so it's like a delicious latte with protein. It's awesome. Okay, let's just dive into it, guys. I have not one, not two, but 2.5 finished objects. Who am I? Where did the Lacey you all know and love go? Well, she's right here, and she actually finished some things over the last 2 weeks, and I cannot be more excited. So let's get into it. The first one I want to show you is one that you did in fact see as a whip. This has been blocked. Oh my god, it smells so good. It was blocked in the Tuft Woolens. I can't remember which one, but it's got some sort of coffee in it, in the title, and it does. It just smells like coffee. I love it. But this is my, and you are not going to be able to see this whole thing, but that's okay. My liquid gold shawl, and this is by Lisa Haynes. I knit this in the month of May for Mad May, which is a knit along on Ravelry. And I love this thing, guys. I think everybody needs to knit one. Blocking is really where the magic comes in, because that's what opened up all of this really beautiful cable and lace work and gave me some ends that I could actually wear it like this. And I do have enough yarn. I think I'm gonna add some tassels. So excited. Speaking of yarn, what did I knit this in? I knit this out of Tosh Merino Light plus HOLO glitter in the copper pink colorway. I use probably a skein and a half. I haven't weighed my leftovers, and they're right over there. So, but I do have a considerable amount left. So I would say probably a skein and a half. Knit this, and it is a good size to wear bandana style. I don't have enough room to stand up, and if I stood up, you'd be seeing like my stomach and not this. So, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, liquid gold, Lisa Haynes. Like I said, I have All of my ends are woven in. I weave my ends in prior to blocking, but I don't trim them short until after I block. That way the ends can get sucked in and hidden quite well. Yeah, it's just, I love it. I absolutely love it. And because of the color, it may be the shawl that I fold up and carry it with me all the time. So when I'm in the grocery store this summer with the blasting AC, I can have a little bit of warmth and be a happy little camper. So that is finished object number 1. I never showed you the point. There it is. Ta-da! Again, random end, just needs to be trimmed. Probably should have done that before I podcasted, but I didn't. Yeah, it's great. I love it. 10 out of 10 would recommend both the yarn and the pattern. The HOLO glitter is insanely sparkly. It's probably, when it comes to any of my Stellina sparkly based yarns, shawls, that kind of a thing, I would venture to guess, oh, I don't really want to set it on the ground, but it's okay. It's got some serious bling to it, which makes me really excited. My second whip is one that I knit in 6 days. It became an obsession. On my previous episode, I talked a little bit about my dream knitting and I showed off the yarn that I used in this. And I knit up the In the Light shawl by Casey Day Crossier. I don't know. And I mean, it's another giant one and I don't have enough space to really show it off that well. But there's fringe and I love it. This has not been blocked, but because of the garter, I don't know if I want to block it because it's so squishy. Yeah, I knit this out of 3 skeins from the Perfect Stitch Fiber Company, all in her Glitz or Glam base. I think I have 2 skeins of silver stellina and 1 skein of gold stellina, and I think the Glitz is silver, the Glam is gold. Jen, correct me if I'm wrong. I can't remember. But this shawl is knit holding fingering weight double, so you start off on this end with your color A, and so I went from the inside and the outside. You knit, and at a certain point you drop 1 strand and pick up a strand of your color B, and you do some cool fading. It faded differently than I thought it would, and I think it made an even smoother transition from color to color because of how she faded it. I mean, it's so cool. And so you build the fringe in as you go. Undoing the fringe did take some time, but it also meant that every color change I had, you did have to cut yarn, which meant without the fringe, because there's a fringed and a fringeless version. I think the fringeless version, you carry the yarn, so you still have ends to weave in where you joined in that new color. With the fringed version, it is just, I'm trying to find one here. You tie it into your fringe, which is really super convenient, and when it's all fringy and around your neck, you can't tell if it's a straight piece where you joined in a color or if you just have the loop of the, not attached fringe, but the built-in fringe. And again, I love it. This is going to be a staple this next winter for sure, because being fingering weight held double, it creates more of a DK weight shawl, and the garter, squish factor, for real. And I think as time goes on, my little crimpy fringe from the beginning of the shawl where it was knit and was left knit for a couple days, so it was able to build some crimp. I think over time that'll just relax out, and I don't think I have to block this because I love the size and I don't want to lose the garter squishiness. So I don't think I'm gonna block this, but this is perfect if you have 3 skeins of fingering weight yarn that blend well together, but there's not a lot of 3 skein fades out there. I highly, 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 highly recommend this pattern. It was a total potato chippy, brainless, mindless kind of knit. I mean, I knit it in 6 days. It was addictive. I loved it. And it was definitely, because it's so, it's garter. You knit and that's it. At the end you did have a little bit of lace, which was really easy. But the process wasn't complicated, so it wasn't necessarily a process knit for me, definitely a product knit. I wanted this shawl, and I know I'm not going to be able to wear it until at least October, but I'm really excited about it. So that's done. Whoop, 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 whoop. So 2 finished objects. Can we think how many weeks it's been since I've had a finished object, not including my Bluebird of Happiness and the cactus? Like, months. Well, no, I guess I have finished socks, but I mean, a big project like a shawl or a sweater, it's been a really long time, so it's kind of got me in this let's finish all of the things kind of mode. So I'm really, really excited, which means I've picked up a few projects that I haven't worked on in a while, which then leads me into hose or half objects. So this is living in my Fates Thread Boston Terrier bag. I love this bag. I think it's so funny. And in here, oh, I don't think I have my sock blocker to put this on, which is really, where? I don't know where my sock blockers are. They're typically right here, and I'm not seeing them. I'm gonna have a mountain of yarn following me if I'm not careful. Well, I guess I'll put it on a blocker next time because I have no idea where they are. But in here are my Calluna socks. Ta-da! Again, I know, and this, I'm going to talk about it, but it's not really going to mean anything to you, but the color that I see on the screen is not anywhere near accurate to the actual color of this yarn, but I know when I edit it, it will be fine. Anyway, let's talk about this. The Calluna socks are a pattern by Becky Sorensen. And I'm knitting this out of Lolo Didit in her Pretty Young Thing colorway, which I think I might need to buy another skein because it's just that cool. My little slow snail stitch marker, progress keeper thing, shows where I was last time. So I just had to finish my toe. So included in the pattern is Becky's new depth heel pattern. And I did do that in this sock. I will do it in the second sock. Can't decide if I like it or not, but it does fit my foot really well. So it's one of those weird ones, like just showing it like this, it looks like a heel of a sock, but when I fold it in half, like how I'm knitting the foot of the sock, I feel like it just looks very big and baggy and sloppy. So I can't even tell you how many times, like mid-knit, I stopped and had to stuff my foot in it just to reassure myself that this heel does in fact fit my foot, and it does. And the whole thing is to give you a little, or I guess really a lot of extra space in your instep, which some of my next sock that I'll show you is probably could have used this heel, and I think that's why I've slowed down on those socks. We'll get into that in a minute. But I do want to, so I'll do the new depth heel for the mate of this sock. And then I think maybe my next socks I'll do it on, because I do like the fit of a 60 stitch sock. Whew, say that 10 times fast. I like the fit of that around my foot and whatnot, but it does pull a little tight, especially if there's patterning and stuff across my insteps. So I feel like this type of heel will benefit. It's still a short row heel, so it's still easy enough to add in a contrasting heel if I wanted to. The only thing is that it does create a little bit of a gusset, so you do increase some stitches, so it would disturb self-striping yarns. So I don't know if I would use it for self-striping yarns, but I would definitely use it for these speckle crazy socks that aren't pooling, so you aren't disturbing any pooling, because there is no pooling. Anyway, so half object I finished, and this is, they do have specific right sock, left sock. So this is my left sock that is complete, and I have my little stitch markers that I put on the foot last night because I realized I can't measure with this heel like I do my typical Fish Lips Kiss heel. And maybe I could have, but this is a 64 stitch sock. So I made the length of my sock a little shorter to then when it's on my foot, it stretches it out and takes it in around the foot a little bit more. So gave myself a little more negative ease within the length of my foot. And so I realized, you know, I'm not doing these two at a time. It's not the same measurement as my previous socks that I've done. So I should probably put in some stitch markers every 10 rows after I finish with my gusset decreases to then know how many rows I did. So that's what all of these are. So yeah, so there is sock number 1, which is done. Which now this leads me into whips. Look at how smoothly this episode is going. I love it. And I do have this skein coat. I think it is this person calls it a sheep squeezer, and it's from One Sock Wonder. Again, Boston Terriers, because we have a co-host, Boris, who is actually outside doing his thing. So I figured Bostons and Bostons, they match. And I have the cuff. So I finished this sock last night, and then this morning I finished the cuff, knowing that second sock syndrome is a thing for me. And it is 20 rows of 1x1 twisted rib. And I love it. Seriously, this yarn is amazing. This pattern, super addictive. I'm really excited to get into those long strands again. It has a name. It's some sort of cable. Caliper cable, maybe? I can't remember, but it was really fun. And again, potato chippy, just one more, just one more, just one more. And so the leg of the sock goes by really fast. So there's that. And I'm knitting these on my Hiya-Hias. Boop, boop. Okay, there is my hoe. First whip. Since we're talking about socks, let's dive into the next sock. I did say it's June 3rd. These are my May socks. I'm running out of steam. They may be like weird, not full length, but not shorties, because I'm over them. I'm very much over these socks. Not because I don't love the pattern, not because I don't love the yarn. I just, I'm ready for my June socks. So maybe these I'll work on finishing up today, because yeah. Anyway, these are living in Perfect Stitch Fiber Co. and Little Fish Stitches, who Megan is back. I am so excited. Megan is the amazing woman behind Little Fish Stitches, who makes my favorite bags, and I have a lot of them. I love her bags. And she is back. She has been struggling with some health issues earlier in the year, and has found some balance there, and is looking to kind of revamp her shop a little bit. I don't know if she's going to do some rebranding. I don't know, but I'm excited because she's an amazing dyer, and so she's really hoping to get her dyeing portion of the business really up and running. So excited. And then her bags, like I said, they're so, to me, they're really unique. There's not anything else out on the market like them, and I adore them a lot. And she just showed off on her most recent podcast some really phenomenal new fabrics that she has in her shops, or will be having in her shop soon, hopefully by the end of the month. And there may be 2 or 3 that I want to buy. So there's that. Anyway, these socks. Ta-da! These are my Scatterby socks, and these are a sock pattern by Amy Stringer. I am knitting these out of Legacy Fiber Arts in their steel toes base, which is a 75-25, I believe, in the Kirk colorway. I love it. I love the yarn and pattern combination. I really didn't get too much done on these in the last 2 weeks. These have been my car knitting, and I've not been wanting to work on them. I get somewhere early, I'll put in a row or 2, and then I'm just flipping on my phone, not working on these. So it's kind of telling me that it's time for these to be done. So they're kind of in this weird, I typically knit the leg of the sock at least to the toe, or have it so the cuff reaches the top of the toe, but I think I just need to be done with these. I love them, I love the yarn, and I would love for them to be off my needles. So I love them, but I'm ready for a new cast on, new socks, because it's my birthday month. Hey guys, June is my birthday month, so yeah. So I need a birthday cast on. And part of me resisted casting on a new pair of socks on the 1st because I got new yarn that I want to knit them out of, because it's like in my brain absolutely perfect for what I want to do, or for my birthday month socks. The colorway and all of that jazz is perfect. But it's an acquisition, so I wanted to hang on to it so I could show you guys first. Which then means that maybe I should finish these too. Anyway, okay, there's that. Okay, okay, next whip is another whip that you have seen before, and I've not done a whole lot on because I only picked it up this morning because I was up at like 5:45 this morning because Mr. Man went to work. He has to be at work at 6, so he left the house at like 5:30. Dropped the dog with me in bed, which I thought he would curl up and go to sleep, but he bouncing all over the place and standing on the edge of the bed and crying, and then he got off the bed and scratched at the door, and so I got it. Which is fine, because that meant that I could finish the cuff on my Calluna socks, and I could get a little knitting done on this too. And podcast way early in the morning, and still have time to do homework today because I've got stuff that's due. My hair is crazy. I don't know what's going on. It's Sunday. It's second day hair. It's a messy bun. It is what it is. Anyway, again, in another Little Fish Stitches bag. This was a birthday present to me last year, and I love it. I adore this bag. As far as zipper bags go, it's probably my favorite. Yeah, I mean, look at the little stitching detailing down there. How cute is that? And it's got a cool handle, and it's got like a little Velcro pocket in there. The girl is amazing, I'm telling you. And she didn't make the DPN cozy, but I don't know if you remember a couple weeks ago, or about a month ago, I was on a total rampage searching through Etsy, trying to find DPN cozies that matched any of my bags. Yeah. Anyway, this is my Midsummer Haze, and this is a hohi locatelli pattern Not one of her more common ones, which is surprising because I think it's really cool and I'm really excited about it. It's so hard to show off. You can kind of see, what way am I going here? Didn't get a whole lot done, but like I said, I only picked it up this morning and I was able to get, probably 12, 14 rows in. I'm about halfway through this lace repeat. So that would be number 4, and I think there's 7, which I may cut it short to ensure that I can get it out of one skein. I'm knitting this out of Sunrise Fiber Co. in the Linger at Twilight colorway, and it is this really cool mauvey purple with kind of very fall tone specks. It has rusty orange, some red, some green. It's a very, very cool colorway and I love it. I love how it's knitting up. Again, one of these projects that I will not, just so you can see how it's, oh gosh, sorry. I won't be wearing this anytime soon, but it's such a cool cowl. It's a cowl that's supposed to look like a shawl. So it's only this part. It doesn't have the weird dangly ends. That means it's gonna fall off your neck. Hello, best of both worlds. The shape, yet the functionality of a cowl. Perfect, love it. Wow, I can tell that I've been up for like 3 hours already. And this is my second cup of coffee. So I can tell my first one has kicked in because I am a little crazy today, guys, sorry. But I'm not sorry. I'm not going to, goals, people. I do not want to apologize for being me. And there are going to be some days where I am not as energetic as I am this morning. And there are going to be days that maybe I'm a little more so. And that's just me and how I am. And that's what you're going to get with me. So I'm not sorry for being a little woohoo today. Because it's a good day. It's Saturday. No, not Saturday. It is Sunday. I do have a big project due today that I've totally like major procrastination here. But I'll get it done. I'm not too worried about it. I've got no stress right now. School is almost done for both work school and school. I've got like a week and a half left of both, really. This is kind of my last full week at work. I'll come in a few days after this next week just to wrap things up in the office, fulfill my contract hours, get stuff all prepped and ready to sit for the summer, maybe start a little bit of planning for next fall, and then finals for school are up on the 15th, so then I'm totally done then. And it's exciting. Like, I'm wrapping up. I've got the summer ahead of me. Am taking a full load of classes. Wow, I'm getting into Babel way early. We're gonna put a little pause on that. Finish my whips. Go into a little bit of acquisitions because I'm starting to get my birthday yarns in. Whoop, whoop. And then we'll get more into that. So, my last knitting whip is a test knit. I was told that we can share our progress on social media. YouTube is social media. So I'm going to do that, but I don't know if I can say who it is or what it's called, but it's brioche and I'm really excited by it. I'm a little stuck in the pattern right now, waiting for an email back from the designer to help me out, but here it is. This is what I got. It's just a little baby shawl, like a shawl beard. Yep, that's definitely what it is. Shawl beard. I love it. Okay, so let's talk about the yarn. Shall we? We shall. Okay, first up, my main color is Dragon Hoard yarn in her fluffy sock base. I think it's her new 8515 base in the Fairy Ring color. And I am pairing this with some Plucky Knitter that I've had in my stash for a little while now. And this is such an interesting yarn, let me tell you. So this, I don't know what base it is. It's tags over there, I can't see it. The color is Trousseau. And it's the 9010 base, but holy cow, does this one feel way softer than this one. So I'm hoping blocking will kind of soften up this pretty little pinky color. Cause yeah, it's definitely scratchier, and that's what's gonna be on my neck. But I'm really excited. I just thought that this stitch patterning here in the shawl was really unique, and that's what drew me to it, to want to be a test knitter. I'm curious to see what's gonna go on, because I've got this little nubby here. So I don't know if this is gonna create like the top of the shawl like this, or if it's gonna be inverted and we're gonna go up. I don't know. I haven't seen a picture of the full thing yet, so it'll be interesting. But yeah, so that's my test knit. This has to be done like August 20th. So I have a lot of time. I was just very, very eager to get it cast on and started. And so I'm kind of, like I said, I'm in a holding pattern right now, waiting for some clarification from the pattern designer to make sure that I've got things moving in the right direction and are going good. Okay, I'll finally show my cross stitch now. I've mentioned it the last 2 times, but have forgotten to bring it over here and have been too lazy to actually get up and grab it so I can show you. But I grabbed it this time, so I can show you. I am working on the phone keys wallet motif from Plastic Little Covers. I bought the kit from her just because, why not? It came with all the threads I needed, and the only thing I needed was a hoop, but I think I probably could have done the sewing method because this Aida cloth is super stiff. But here's what I got. I want to say last time something fell. I think something fell in my laundry room. Whoops. I think I only had the K and the E of the keys. Maybe I had started the phone. I don't really know, but phone is done. I've got a K and an E. So I'll work on finishing up keys down here, and then I'll move down and do the wallet, and then I can start on the pretty flowers that go around it. But that's what this is, and I'm really excited to get it done, and then I can hang it up in my house because I think the colors look very cute with the rest of the stuff I have going on in my house. I've got a lot of that kind of tealy blue. Oh, I know what it is. I kind of stuffed stuff up on my shelf in my laundry room, and it was sitting a little precariously, and so now my paper towels and my toilet paper, I think, are shifting and moving and falling off the shelf. So if you hear the crinkling and the crash bang boom and all of that, my apologies. I will apologize for that because, whoops. Okay, so like I said, I've got a lot of energy today. I need to take the dog for a walk. I need to take myself for a walk. I have got birthday yarn coming in. Beginning of May, I jumped in on a ton of different June mystery yarn clubs. That way I could get all of these birthday presents. And they're all surprises because they're mysteries. So it's really like presents, and I'm really excited about it. So I'm starting to get those in. The first one that I want to show you is not a mystery, but it is adding to my collection, and that is a skein of Desert Vista Dye Works. Again, I ordered this baby off of Apron Addict on Etsy in her D-Stash updates. I do believe her next one is coming up this next Wednesday, June 6th. Maybe I'll do a little browsy browse, but I think I'm good for a while. This makes skein number 6 in my Desert Vista collection. So I'm doing really well building up my 12 skeins for my year of Desert Vista, which may start, maybe I'll do it next January. I don't know. We'll see how grad school's going at that time. And this color is Zomware Over the Rainbow. So it's another in her zombie series, but it is Wizard of Oz inspired, and I love Wizard of Oz. It's one of my all-time favorite movies, and this is a color that I have wanted for at least 2 years, maybe 3. I'm trying to think. I remember looking at it when I was still up in Washington. I was in my second apartment up there. I was in that apartment for 2 years. So either my first year in that apartment or the second year in that apartment. I don't know how long this color's been out, but I have wanted it since I saw it, and it was at least 2 years ago. So, was very, very happy that, I want to say her name is Susan, was willing to dig through her stash to find this for me. Very excited. The one other color that I'm really eager to get my hands on is Here Comes the Zom Bride, because I'm getting married. And I think that would be really fun to knit up, because yeah. So yeah, this is going to be added to my Desert Vista collection, which is so pretty. All right there. Look at all that yarn. Guys, it's so much yarn. It hides it when my head's here, but then I move out of the way. It's a lot. Sorry, not sorry. Okay, next up are my mystery clubs. First up shouldn't be a spoiler, because I know that she has shown it on her Instagram already, and I got it after that. So, and I've had it for about a week now, so I'm really hoping y'all have got it. And this is the May yarn of the month for Honeybee Knits. And this one, she's been doing books the last 2 months, which really exciting. Last month was Alice in Wonderland. This month is inspired by Moby Dick, the whale. And are you ready? Are you ready? Look at how blue and pretty. And then we've got some gray at the bottom. Yeah. And then it came with this really cool whale tail progress keeper. So, and then it also came with this cute little whale pouch. I have no idea what I'm gonna do with this, but I love it. And it's adorable, so yes. Anyway, for those of you who don't know, and it might be a great deal of you, I grew up on the Washington coast. Whales were a big part of school. We did whale units frequently. Field trips to the beach, where we went to the museum where they had a big whale skeleton, which was really cool. Restaurants, whale themed. Whale Tail was a restaurant when I was a kid. Just whales were a big part of my childhood, and I love them. Orcas are my favorite. But yeah, so Ahab and the White Whale is what it's called. And I just think it's so cool. Again, I love mystery yarn clubs because I don't know if I ever would have just been like, yep, I want that yarn and I'm gonna buy it. But now I have it. Super exciting, super cool. So that's Honeybee Knits. The next one might be a spoiler because I just got it yesterday. So if you took part in Molly Klein Sweet Tea Yarns 3-month, Nicktoons, Nickelodeon Cartoons monthly club thing. Oh my gosh, words, guys. This is June's, I believe. I think, yeah, it's rolling out to June. And it's really fun. Totally different than any of the other colors I've gotten from her previously, which is awesome. Still Molly. Not quite sure if it's going to fit into my 90s, my 90s Unite, Vertices Unite. I don't know if this is quite working in it, but maybe we'll come up with something. But this, okay, spoiler, showing it. Ta-da! This is Wild Thornberries, which when I think of 90s Nickelodeon cartoons, this is definitely one of them, but not one that I would have thought about for the club. So she is totally like stepping outside of the standard, you know, Doug, Rugrats, Hey Arnold. Like she's stepping out of the like super popular ones and doing something different, because she did Rocco for Rocco's Modern Life last month. But yeah, her yarn is so soft, and this is a 75/25. Like this is softer than my 90/10 Plucky that I'm knitting with. Like, Plucky, what's going on? Will it soften up like crazy when I block it? What's going on? Because this is super soft and squishy. But yeah, Wild Thornberries. I love it. And she calls this her sweet sock, her 75/25. But look at it. It's just the browns and the greens and the oranges, not something I ever, again, would have just been like, oh, I need that skein. But now I have it, and it adds spice and variety to my collection. Okay, last up is currently my most favorite, because this is what I wanted to cast on 2 days ago, but resisted. Like, I opened it up, and I wanted to throw it on my Swift and ball winder and start that day. But I waited, because I wanted to show you guys. So, this is the June Yarn and Charm Club from Homespun House. Not the Harry Potter one, just her like monthly standard. I was really excited. I had something fall through, and I had a refund sitting in my PayPal, which covered like 95% of the cost of this, which is the only reason why I did it, because in my brain I had already spent that money, because these are not cheap. I'm hoping once she's back in America that her prices will be a little more reasonable for us living in the States. Sorry, overseas people, but this was a lot of money. So I'm hoping it'll be more reasonable when she's in the States and has her shop up and running again. But this is the June. So if you ordered June's Yarn and Charm Club from Molly of Homespun House, Molly? Yes. I believe so. Anyway, spoiler. I'm showing it. 3, 2, 1, go. Guys, this is confetti. And look at the little sucra. And it matches my nails. Guys, like, when everything is so matchy, I have to do it. And it's cute little ice cream cone that has little confetti sprinkles on there. Oh, I can't even with it. Look at how pretty. And it's her plump merino, so it's an 80/20, so fluffy. Look at these like greens and blues. Oh, guys, I wanted to cast this on so bad for my birthday socks. And these will be my birthday socks, because it's called confetti. I mean, how can you not? How can you not? I do have, now that I'm thinking about it, where did that go? It's a mystery. But I have the May HOLO, which was like a birthday cake themed. But these are my colors with the pink. I have to with this. I absolutely have to. So these will be my next cast on, which may be tonight. I don't know if I'll finish those other socks yet, because I just want these so bad. Anyway, Homespun House, confetti, June 2018, 80/20. I love it. I absolutely love it. So Yep, that's it. That's my acquisitions. That's what I got for you. Life stuff. Let's do it. Okay, so like I said, I have got just a couple more weeks of everything, schoolwork, but I am taking a full caseload, course load, full-time school in the summer. I'm taking 9 credits. I will be on campus for 2 weeks, which will be interesting because it's going to be really intense. So I don't know how much knitting I'll get done. I'll be living on campus for those 2 weeks, which will be weird, but was the most cost effective. So I'll be doing that. I am going on a road trip to South Dakota here in a couple weeks, leaving on the 13th. So I've got a 2-day drive to South Dakota, so I need to kind of plan out my knitting for that. Definitely will have my birthday socks, but it's my birthday month, so probably another new cast on. I've got to figure out, to go through my queue on Ravelry and see what I've got going on there and what is kind of jumping out at me. Maybe my Tenya. Actually, that would be, ooh, that would be a great project to take with me because I could easily, on the drive, get through the lace, which means everything else is just stockinette in the round, which means I could do that at any of the functions and events because I'm getting more like social anxiety lately. Granted, this is family, but it's still, it's the big, big family reunion, so there will be hundreds of people there. So maybe it'll be my Tenya. I'll take my birthday socks and my Tenya. Yeah, I think that's a great plan. Dream knitting. Throwing that out there. Okay, so yeah, it's gonna be, let's back up a little bit. So this next weekend, my little brother graduates from college. Whoop whoop, super exciting. So I will be up in Seattle for his graduation next weekend. Lots of knitting is gonna happen during that event. And so there's that going on. The following weekend, which is when I should be podcasting next, is when I'll be in South Dakota. So that probably won't happen. Will I vlog? Probably not. But maybe. I don't know. So yeah, so I've got graduation next weekend, family reunion in South Dakota the following weekend, but after that I'm done with work. So I have midweek available to be able to podcast. So maybe after I get back from South Dakota and I'm home when the man is at work because I don't want to podcast with him in the house. Too small of a house. So it may be like 2.5, 3 weeks before you see me next, but I'll have a lot to show. I'm pretty sure, because I will definitely, I'm telling myself this, those Scatterby socks, those will be done. Goals. What else would I like to have done by then? I need to have my, what is it called? My something love, not eternal love. It's my braided cable cowl by Deborah Raymond. Love Entwined. There we go. That needs to get done because that person that it's for is like done, retired at the end of this month. So that I think is what I'll take with me to Seattle, and I'll work on that because it's small enough. Because it's, the graduation ceremony is at University of Washington at their football field in the stadium. So I will be outside in the elements. It's going to be hot, possibly. It is Seattle in June, you never know. But I mean, it's going to be a long ceremony. I think they go through things pretty quick because there's so many students, but it's still going to be at least 2 or 3 hours, I think. So, and it's for us a really long drive up to Seattle and back. So I will be driving. Maybe once we get to the city, maybe I'll drive, but I'm knitting. I am knitting my little fingers off. So I'll take that with me. So by the next time I podcast, I would like to have my Scatterby, still don't know how to say it, Scatterby socks done. My Love Entwined done? Question mark. A lot of hesitancy there, but it would be really nice to have that done. Do I dare go for a third and have my Midsummer cowl done? Midsummer Haze. Let's do that. Okay, putting that out in the universe. Next podcast, I will have those 3 things done, and chances are 2 or 3 new cast-ons. So there we go. I am under an hour. I'm really excited. I'm glad I got to do a little live chat with y'all, because I don't feel like I do that very often. Because I typically have like an hour of just acquisitions, which slowing my roll on that. Yes, I do have a bunch that are coming in this month, but remember I bought those at the beginning of May. So my yarny purchasing has been very good. Since my last podcast, the only thing I purchased was my Desert Vista. I have purchased some stuff for my fiber share partner, and it's sitting up there, so if you're watching, you're not gonna see it. Neener, neener. But I'm done, I think, purchasing for her. But again, I feel like if I'm purchasing for a gift, it's okay. It's an okay purchase. So I've made my purchases for her, and then I'm still kind of hanging on, doing my thing, shopping my stash, and planning things on Ravelry, and using that to really organize what I want to do and what I have. So things are going really good on that front. I feel really good about the yarn that I've not purchased. I feel really good about the yarn that I do have, because I can shop my stash and create really phenomenal projects with what I have. So I'm going to keep doing that. So with that, I feel like I've rambled enough. I need to get the dog and take us both for a walk, because I am just... I've got to settle down before I do my homework. There's no way I can do it right now. So with that, I'm going to let you go. I'll see you in a couple weeks. Happy knitting. Bye!